Hello students, today we will study extraction of copper from copper pyrite, that is CuFeS2. Okay, extraction of copper, first crushing and concentration is done. Here the dressing of the ore, it is done by the froth flotation method, since it is a sulfide ore, and sulfide ores, they are concentrated by using the froth flotation method. Here the frothing agent which is used, it is the pine oil or eucalyptus oil. Actually air and oil and water mixture, it is taken here, which is agitated, and metal along with the oil, it comes and it forms the upper layer in the form of a froth. Okay, collectors here, they are ethyl xanthate or potassium ethyl xanthate. This we have studied earlier also. Activators here or depressant, these are added. These reagents, they activate or suppresses the frothing processes, flotation processes. So it depends upon if the process it is too fast, then depressants can also be added, like that. Now after this crushing and concentration process, roasting of the ore is done. Here if impurities like sulfur, arsenic and antimony, they are present, they get oxidized. Like sulfur will get oxidized to form SO2. If arsenic is present, it will form As2O3, and if antimony is present, antimony will oxidize to give antimony oxide. They all will be removed in the form of their oxides, gases. Now the ore is converted into a mixture of cuprous sulfide and ferrous sulfide. This ore, it is heated in presence of oxygen, and upon heating it will form cuprous sulfide and ferrous sulfide along with the formation of SO2, and this gas will evolve from here. Now in this process, all the reactions are found according to these two sulfides. Here if we'll see the sulfides thus formed, they get partially oxidized. See, here partial oxidation will take place, and after the oxidation also, this copper sulfide and iron sulfide will remain there. Okay, because we will see so many equations here. If we'll see the oxidation, then too after this also we will see the reactions where we will be using these again. It means that not all the Cu2s and Fes will oxidize here. The sulfides thus formed get partially oxidized to the corresponding lower oxides. Okay, lower oxides, yes. So if we'll see here, see, Cu2s is there. Upon oxidation, it will form Cu2O and SO2. These gases will be evolved, and FeS will also combine with O2 to form FeO. It means these two oxides will be formed, but these two will also remain there. Now the third process is smelting. See what will happen in this process. The roasted ore, this roasted ore, which is having Cu2O, FeO, Cu2s and FeS also. The roasted ore, it is mixed with coke for reduction process. Sand will combine with impurities to form slag, sand, and the mixture is fed. What mixture? Mixture of this roasted ore, coke and sand. This mixture is fed to a small blast furnace. A blast furnace is there. In that blast furnace, which is actually made up of steel, but inner walls, they are made up of bricks, fire bricks. Now cuprous and ferrous sulfides, cuprous and ferrous sulfides get oxidized to their corresponding oxide. Again the same reaction will take place. Here the partial oxidation took place, and here again these two sulfides will combine with oxygen to form their oxides, corresponding oxides. Ferrous oxide, it is obtained here. This ferrous oxide, it will combine with silica or sand to form fusible slag. FeO, it will react with SiO2, this sand, to form FeSiO3 slag. Wherever this FeO will be formed, this will react with SiO2 to form slag, and this slag will come out through a tapping hole. It is present at the lower portion of the furnace. Now cuprous oxide forms in step A. Cuprous oxide which is formed here in step A. This cuprous oxide. combines with unoxidized ferrous sulfide. If any unoxidized ferrous sulfide is present, then this cuprous oxide, it reacts with that unoxidized ferrous sulfide to form Cu2s and FeO. Okay, again Cu2s will be formed, and this FeO will again combine with silica to form slag. Means FeO, wherever it is formed, it will keep on combining with silica to form slag. Now from here, what is left here? Cu2s. Now the molten matte, it is collected, which contains cuprous sulfide mixed with some iron sulfide. Mainly cuprous sulfide will be there, and it might be that some iron sulfide and unchained iron oxide are present along with this cuprous sulfide. Now we will take out all these things from this blast furnace, and this is called molten. This cuprous sulfide which is formed here, it is called molten matte. Here along with Cu2s, it might be that some iron sulfide, this iron oxide and iron sulfide can also be present along with this. Now after this process, we will do the process of Bessemerization. Actually, this is it is taken in a Bessemer converter, so it is called Bessemerization. Here the matte which is obtained after the smelting process, it is taken and it is poured into this Bessemer converter. Then in this Bessemer converter, a blast of sand and air, it is passed through the tuyers are there in the molten matte. It is passed. What is passed? Sand and air. These two things are passed in a molten matte. In a molten matte, Cu2s and FeS if present. Cu2s is obviously it is present. It will combine with oxygen to form Cu2O and SO2 gas will be evolved. If FeS is also present along as impurity, then it will also get oxidized to form FeO. Yes, Cu2O which is formed here, this Cu2O, it will combine with this FeS to form Cu2s. Cu2O which is formed here, it will combine with FeS to form Cu2s and FeO. So FeO, wherever it is formed, this FeO will again combine with silica to form slag. Okay, now Cu2O which is obtained, which is present over here, this Cu2O, it will combine with cuprous sulfide. Cuprous oxide will combine with cuprous sulfide, and the copper which is obtained here, it is called blister copper along with the formation of SO2, and because of this SO2 gas, it is called blister copper. Blister means, in Hindi we call blisters like fafole. Yes. So this is called blister copper because as the metal solidifies, the liberated SO2 gas produces blisters in the metal. The evolving SO2 gas, it causes the air spaces and the blisters are formed in the copper. That's why the copper obtained here, it is called blister copper, and it is 98% pure. Now the second one is the extraction of zinc from zinc oxide. See, if we'll see according to the Ellingham diagram, the intersection if we'll see of zinc and zinc oxide line and copper oxide line, it lies above that of copper and copper oxide line and carbon and carbon monoxide line there. It means if zinc and zinc oxide line, it is lying above, it means that its reducing temperature will be higher. Yes. So this implies that the reduction of the zinc oxide with coke, it will occur at higher temperature than in case of copper. This reduction of zinc oxide will take place at higher temperature. So here if we'll see, zinc we have to obtain from zinc blende. Zinc blende is ZnS. Sulfide ore it is. First we'll do the process of levication. The heavier ore, it will settle down, and the rest one is impurities are removed, and then after that froth flotation process is done because it is a sulfide ore, and with sulfide ore froth flotation process is done. If any iron impurity is also present over here, then magnetic separation process also we can follow. Now roasting of ore is done. See, roasting is done in presence of oxygen. It is strongly heated. Here we will obtain zinc oxide and sulfur dioxide. Zinc sulfide, it can also combine with oxygen to form zinc sulfate. Okay, and if zinc sulfate is there, it will dissociate to give zinc oxide, SO2 and O2. Again here we will get zinc oxide. These are the gases which are evolved out, they will escape out. Now zinc oxide is obtained from here. If we will use calamine ore, calamine means zinc carbonate. If we will use calamine ore, then only calcination is done, means heating of the ore in absence of oxygen. Then again we will obtain oxide, zinc oxide, and along with the formation of carbon dioxide gas which will escape out. So mainly after the process of roasting and calcination, we will obtain oxide, and oxide will be reduced by using reducing agent, that is coke. Zinc oxide plus coke, zinc and carbon monoxide gas is obtained. Actually this zinc will also get vaporized, and these are also the vapors. These two are condensed, this will not condense, and it is condensed, and this condensed zinc is called zinc splinter. So this was about the extraction of copper and zinc, and in our next video we will study about the extraction of aluminium. Thank you.